Look, Ben, we all loved the the HK416. Can't wait to see the shooting video of it when the weather improves. Now, I got mortgage payments. I've got a kid. I've got other hobbies. I can't afford to drop £650 to £700 on a package to run a gas blowback in competition, but I still want something a bit like it. Well, the WE is it's still 300 quid, Ben, plus the mags. It's like £450 to run a GBBR. I can't afford that kind of money. Is there anything at all that will give me that kind of experience without the enormous amount of money? Hold on a sec. I might just be able to help you out with that. Hello, my name's Ben, and this is a Shots Fired Airsoft video, and today I'd like to welcome you to the unboxing of the Golden Eagle M4 CQR, I believe it's called. However, it has the very catching model number MC6624, whatever reason. Now this is from the sort of a budget Golden Eagle gas blowback series. I believe these are actually based on a JG design, and it's essentially an M4 on the Western Arms platform, or a copy of the Western Arms platform. In terms of the box, I've seen loads of different boxes for these recently. I've been looking at a couple of videos and they always seem to come in a slightly different box. They all still say, even though this is, I believe, an updated box, electric air gun on them, which it's not, although it does say electric power, etc. Now this is a polymer body shell, or a polymer receiver, but everything else on it is pretty much metal. So there is a more expensive version than this that runs for about from about 180 to 250 pounds, depending on how it's spec'd, which is full metal. This is the polymer version, and this exact gun cost me about 150 quid. So without further ado, let's get in and see what we've got. Right, nice sort of closed cell styrofoam packaging, always preferable to the old polystyrene sort of nasty. Really gets my back up. Okay, so obviously we've got the gun here. Now the first thing that we come across is a user's manual, and this is actually quite decent as a user manual. We've got features of the gun. You've got how to adjust the hop up, which on this is just under the RIS system on the front, and I'll show you how to get that in a minute. We've got the magazine release, gas inlet valve, all the usual sort of good stuff that you expect. How to use the fire control, how to charge it, how to adjust the stock, and then we have a full exploded diagram, which is lovely for working on these things. Every gas blowback should come with one of these, so you actually know what you're doing without having to delve into forums or watch YouTube videos or anything like that. So all in all, not the most nicely produced manual in the world, but it pretty much has everything you need in it to get going. We have our unjamming rod, of course. You wouldn't want a gun without an unjamming rod. You always know it's a high-end weapon when you've got a bag of shitty BBs, so we won't be using those. We have a nice full metal magazine. I was quite surprised that this was sort of a full metal mag. I know it's a gas mag, so it's highly likely to be full metal, but at this price point it was a bit of a surprise. Anyone used to like any sort of Western Arms based weapons will recognise the top of this magazine, along with the roller release for the sort of valve lock. We have metal feed lips on the magazine as well, which is nice. Soft rubber gas router. There's no markings on this magazine at all, unlike you say, like obviously the high-end HK stuff. This is purely a sort of gets the job done shape of weapon, but it should give us a good experience in terms of our blowback and sort of the hard kick of a decent battle rifle. Other thing we have in here is a set of rail covers to essentially enclose the front of the gun. I believe these are plastic. I'll get one out and have a look. They feel plastic. Yeah, so they're just a polymer, and they have a little metal clip to allow them to slide on and off, but we'll have a look at fitting those later in the unboxing. And that leaves us with the gun itself, so let's pop him out and have a look. Okay, so first impressions are, has a nice weight to it. Let's say it is a polymer receiver, but everything that's not the pistol grip in the stock otherwise is metal. So this upper sight is metal, the buffer tube is metal, the rail system is metal, the rings are metal, so the front sight block is metal. And underneath here we have this is just a protector, it's not one of those hideous orange, what do you call it, flash hiders that you get on American weapons. We have a nice full metal flash hider, which has a grub screw underneath, where obviously you have a 14mm negative thread, so you can fit any of your required accessories onto it. I believe we have I think that's a 5-position stock actually, slightly less than normal, but it is what it is. Slight wobble in it, you may want to be swapping that out. And then again, like I say, cheap weapon, we're not talking about something that is massively expensive here. This is, like I say, about 145 quid, and I paid a £5 for postage. So, not £20 like Patrol Base are asking at the moment. The front rail systems are really quite nice. We've got position markings, it's a full metal hand grip, and if I just pop this delta ring back, you'll see that we can actually remove essentially our entire rail setup fairly easily, and that will reveal a full metal outer barrel. There's our hop-up adjustment, so it's nice and easy to get to. Feels nice and clicky, doesn't feel like it's going to move when you're firing the weapon. We have our little sort of impromptu gas tube going up here, just for the scale, I guess. On top of the back of the weapon, we've got this elevated sight post. It is all adjustable. So we've got up, as you'll see, and then we've got left to right adjustment. So it is a fully adjustable rear sight block. I'm not sure if, yeah, the front is adjustable for elevation, but I don't believe adjustable for left and right. So we've got left to right on the back, but not on the front. The charging handle is, again, it is a full metal charging handle, but we've got the little guard on this is actually metal as well, and then we've got the little polymer points to grab with your fingers. The bolt, obviously that's released the ejection port. The ejection port on this is nice and clicky, slings forward with authority, and then you can see our bolt moving backwards and forwards in there. Doesn't seem to want to lock back. Obviously there's no magazine in it, so it wouldn't, but if I pop that down, that's our bolt catch on there, and you can see we are locked back now. If we look into the ejection port, you'll see our wee nozzle in there, and despite this rather weird looking orange head, we actually have a brass nozzle in there, so that's good signs for reliability and air seal. So it should be relatively reliable, this, and in that respect anyway. Obviously I'm not overly sure what's within the gun, however this bolt, if I just find the bolt release, does look nice and hefty. So we'll see how that goes. We have our forward assist here, the infamous forward assist on this platform. We have our fairly conventional mag release. This gun is non-ambidextrous, so you don't have a selector on this side. You don't have a mag release on this side, and as you can see here, we've got our fire selector. So safe, semi, auto, nice and positive. There's a good positive click into each position. Whether that loosens up or not over time, I shall let you know. And we have a nice positive trigger. So just so you can see that again. So the trigger feel on this is actually quite nice. This is often the downfall of cheap weapons. They don't have a lot of thought put into the trigger mechanism. Right, so what I'm going to do is, that's just about it for performance and features so far. Just one thing to add, we do have a slim point on the front and a slim point on the base of the stock, so you do have a couple of slim points out of the box. But yeah, that's about it for the minute. I'm going to get this thing back together, we'll weigh it, get some gas in it, and then we'll do a bit of dry firing. There are no trades as such to speak of, although we do actually have a little serial number down here. Whether that is unique or not, I don't know, but probably not. But that is essentially it for trades. One thing I will just say is, as I'm putting this back together, is this is actually quite a ball ache to get back together. I have marked off the delta ring a little bit. The bottom bit of the rail, fortunately, is a lot easier to get back together. If I just pop that in there, pop the delta ring back, it should just kind of slot in like so. So it's back in. One thing to note, this rail system doesn't have sort of like the bottom pin that goes through, which is a bit unfortunate. It actually has a hole drilled for it, but as you can see, there is a fair amount of wiggle going on there. Whether you could shore that up with a sort of a barrel brace or something in there, I'm sure you could. Wouldn't be the end of the world to do. But do note that out of the box, if you've got a foregrip on that or something, it is going to move slightly on you. Okay, so we're back here. Got my long-suffering weigh scales. So if I just grab the main body of the gun, and we'll pop her on there, try and make sure nothing sits on the table, which may be a bit more difficult than originally thought. Yep, she's off. So we have a weight of the gun that is 2127 grams or 2.2 kilos. So obviously that's comparable to your the A5 that we weighed, which is about 2.5 kilos. So this is about 350 grams lighter than the HK that we unboxed in the other video, and this brings us to the polymer sort of receiver. I'm sure that the metal one is probably going to be similar or slightly heavier than the weight of the H&K. So with that said, let's see what effect our magazine has on that. Nice positive mag insertion there, no issues whatsoever with that at all. And we are off the table, and that brings us to 2634, so 2.6 kilos. With that mag gas to BBs in, probably about 2650. So yeah, this is about 300 grams lighter than our A5 was from H&K. Now, I think that's quite a positive thing for actual use in competition, because to be honest, the lighter the weapon is, the easier it is to handle. So although people may think, oh well, you know, it's obviously just a plastic toy, it isn't at all bad that it's got a bit less weight to it, because when you're running around, especially in CQB where manoeuvrability is a factor, or even out in the field all day when you're running around one of these things for several hours, every little bit of weight you can save does help. So I'm just going to get this charged up, and then we'll dry fire it a bit and see what the kick's like. Okay, so here we are, magazine's charged up. I've just popped a couple of these on just so you can see what they look like. That's your RIS cover set. Now, these are always a bit loose out of the box from what I've seen in videos. All they are though is a little metal tang here, and if you get a little pair of pliers or something, you can actually squeeze those together, and that will give you a much better coverage and tighter fit on the rail, because they're only held on by these little bent metal tabs. So I say once they're done, I've done this one, it is nice and tight and solid on there, not going anywhere, no wiggle. As I say, whereas these two side ones are a bit loose. But anyway, enough waffle. Time for the main event. So here we are, got mag in, we're gassed. The lock back works fine, so obviously we've got a mag in it now, so it will now lock back. So we hit the bolt catch, and we should be gassed. The gun is empty, and we are on semi. Nice. It's pretty damn good to me. Just pop it around on auto and hold the catch down again. Not bad at all. Good kick, nice rate of fire. Extremely responsive trigger, I'll just show you there. Lovely brake on it actually. Really got a really good positive trigger that has. Right. I'll just drop that. Obviously mag release, single finger button on this side. Lovely and smooth, nice and easy. Now, initial opinion of this, it feels a lot better than the price would suggest. Now, it is a bit disappointing that the rail assembly isn't very well attached to the gun, but that is something that could be easily sorted out. And you know, this is also a very common platform. You could replace the front end for not a huge amount of money with something a lot more what's the word, stable. Apart from the front end and the fact the stock is a little bit wiggly. Pistol grip's nice, by the way. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the pistol grip. It does have this slightly odd kind of grip spike there. Not my favourite thing in the world, because as I say, I have big pudgy fingers, but at the same time I can live with it for that money. The sight assembly is actually quite nice, very adjustable. Obviously it comes off as well, so you can put whatever you want on it. We don't quite have the monolithic rail across the top because of the way the gun's set up at the moment. Again, that can be fixed. So initial thoughts of this are very positive. For the money it costs, it has a nice weight without being too heavy. It has a lovely kick. It certainly seems to dry fire okay. We're not, you know, pissing gas out of every orifice and trying to shut ourselves down on full auto. I'm quite excited to get this fired, as well as the 416. Yeah, so very much looking forward to it. When I do the full shooting reviews of both this and the 416, I'm going to punch the pins out. We're going to have a little look at the internals and see what the difference is between these two. So this video is a little bit early, but again, the weather is atrocious again today. I cannot get out to do any decent range shooting or anything like that. So at the moment, that is what's holding me back. But I hope you've enjoyed the sort of first look at this Golden Eagle, or JG really. It's probably a Jingong. Just been rebranded as Double Eagle as Golden Eagle these days, because they have a bit of a better name. And yeah, again, can't wait to see how this fires. So I've been Ben. It's been a Shots Fired Airsoft video. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you in the next one.